Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, the high performance mentor, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show raises the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts. Holding it wide open, it's just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Yo, my brother, I'm gonna ask you something that maybe you haven't thought of, or maybe it might trigger you, or maybe it might make you feel some type of way. But know that if it does, it's a good thing, dog. Right? And so, do you have a job or are you building a career? Huh? Because there's a massive difference, my brother. You see, a job, it pays the bills. A career, it builds skills, confidence, and your legacy. But most men, we show up physically, right? But mentally, my brother, we're checked out. And that is why most of us stay fucking stuck. You see, like, I remember the early days when work was just work. Straight up. Like, work was just like clock in, clock out, repeat, 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 clock in, clock out, repeat, clock in, clock out, repeat. And then all of a sudden the shift happened. Like, dog, I stopped asking, like, how do I get through this day? And I started asking, like, how do I grow from this day? Like, let me explain. Same hours, same environment, different mindset, dog. And everything changed because of the way that I was looking at it. Everything changed when I reframed the situation. And this is what I've been finding that it's been so powerful in my life when you're present and when you're able to reframe your situations live in the moment. It becomes powerful. Like, but before that happens, you start reframing them after, and you're like, oh my God, man. You start changing yourself, and you start noticing that transformation is happening, and it's happening, right? And what happens is that you really see nothing change on the outside first, and so that's why most of us quit. That's why most of us give up before it even happens, because it happens on the inside first. It changed. It changes on the inside, and it changes upstairs. It changes in your mind, right? And so it all starts in your mind before it shows up in your results. And this is what I've learned about climbing through my career, going through different levels, going through having different sets of responsibilities, being in charge of massive projects, being in charge of little projects, being in charge of big litigation cases, like being in charge of no litigation cases. It all happens in the mind before it starts to show up in real results, dog. You see, we men, we want better income, we want better positions, we want better opportunities, we want better fucking everything, if I'm being real right here, right? But we're not willing to upgrade our fucking thinking. And you can't build a powerful career with a weak ass mindset. You just can't, dog. Showing up late mentally, even if you're there time, like physically on time, it doesn't work. Doing just enough instead of mastering your fucking craft, you're never gonna get those raises that you deserve. Complaining instead of actually learning, they ain't gonna pick you to be the fucking leader. So before you get promoted in life, you have to be willing to promote yourself mentally, my brother, because it starts in your fucking mind. If you can't transpose it, however the fuck you say that shit, in your mind, then how the fuck are you ever gonna create it for yourself in real life? You see, your mindset writes the blueprint for your future, so you must get your mindset right. Which is why the mind is the first thing I start with. Mind, actually, I was going to say spirituality, but I jump between spirituality and body, so I go mind, body, spirituality, relationships, career, passions. Always with the mind starts, and that's how I start my days. I start my days with meditation. Actually, I start my days with journaling, and I write my thoughts down while I'm taking a shit in the morning, and then I get out, and then I go into meditation. And then after meditation, I go into prayer. And then after prayer, I go into scripture time. And then usually, like, I'm wrapping up, I get a coffee, and then I fucking go work out. And so I prime myself. I get myself ready, right? And so, back, fucking tangent there. A job is what you do. A career is who you become, dog. A job is transactional. A career is transformational. A career is where you have skin in the fucking game. A career is where you're like, this is long term. A career is like, yo, I'm fucking doing this shit because I'm doing this shit. You see, having the job mindset is just, I'm just here to work. You've heard all those people. It's like, that's not my job. That definitely. is a job mindset. Because a career mindset is I'm becoming a professional. A career mindset is I'm becoming the man. The career mindset is I'm expanding my capabilities. And so people that say that's not my job are fucking idiots because they'll never climb, they'll never grow, they'll never get to the position that they deserve. Motherfuckers who say, yo, bring it this way, I'll figure it out. I'll learn. Teach me. Those motherfuckers advance. Those motherfuckers climb. You see, the job mindset is, that's not my problem. The career mindset is, how can I add value? And when you realize that it's about adding value to the organization, so you can help the organization make more money, then as a result, you'll make more money, dog. Men who are career builders, dog, they realize that it's a must. You have to fucking sharpen your skills. You have to ask questions. You have to take ownership. You have to be willing to solve problems. You got to be willing to lead even without the fucking title. And I'd be willing to argue that that is actually what's most important, because when you lead without having the fucking title and they see you, that you're becoming the fucking man and you got no ego, you're humble, but you're willing to fucking do whatever it takes because you're hungry and you're going to succeed. That is how the promotions come, because they see that you're fucking hungry, that you got that drive, that you got that fucking fire in your soul, dog. Those fucking guys, when you act like that, they don't wait to be chosen. They become undeniable because their results speak for themselves. They don't even have to say, I want that promotion, because most of the time that promotion comes for them just because of how they're acting. And that's how a true killer is born. Careers are built by men who act like leaders before they're paid to be the fucking leaders. And most of the, nowadays you'd say that and be like, oh, there's no fucking way. You better pay me before I deserve it. You're like, and bro, that's the wrong way. That doesn't work that way. It might work once or twice, but for the long term, for the long game, I can tell you from experience of how I've went from intern to operations manager, making fucking, I guess, $30,000 a year, I don't know, to fucking over $250,000 a year in salary. By being the fucking leader way before I got paid to be the fucking leader. You see, how you do one thing, my brother, is how you do everything. And I hope that phrase right there sticks with you forever. Because when you apply that, and how I do one thing is how I do everything, you're straight up, your baseline of what you allow for yourself in your life, it elevates. Like if you cut corners at work, dog, you're going to cut corners in life, straight up. If you're sloppy with the details, you're going to be sloppy with your discipline. If you're half-ass your job, you're guaranteed that you're going to half-ass your health, you're going to half-ass your relationships, you're going to half-ass a whole mess of shit in your life. Like, dog, late to work equals late to the gym. Lazy on projects equals lazy on your goals. Low effort at work equals you have low standards at home. It all transpires. This is why I'm saying that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so how you show up at work and how you treat it like it's an investment, like it's your career, instead of it's some fucking 9-to-5 job that you show up and collect a paycheck, I promise you, dog, that your life will become better. Because excellence is a habit, dog. And habits, they don't clock out. They don't. And so if you want to be a killer, if you want to make more money, if you want to level up, you got to stop treating your job like a job and stop looking at it like a career, even if it's not something that you know you see yourself long term. Do the best that you can do while you're there, and then look for something where you can have some growth. But while you're there, give it your all, dog. How you do one thing is how you do everything. You see, your standards, they follow you everywhere, dog. So act like it. Move like you fucking care. Move like you say that like earn that raise, dog. Those raises, so many people, dog, I've seen nowadays that are like, oh, I deserve that. And then you ask them how they work and how you do it, and you're like, yo, motherfucker, you deserve a demotion. So my question for you, dog, as we wrap up this episode is, are you just collecting a fucking paycheck, or are you becoming a professional? Are you becoming the fucking man? Are you becoming a leader? Are you becoming the provider? Because that's the title that comes with being a fucking wide open warrior. And so my challenge for you, dog, is just to pick one area in your work life and raise the fucking standard. Show up earlier, learn a new skill, take ownership, solve a problem, lead without being asked. Act like the fucking man that you want to become, my brother. You see, you don't build a career with your hands first, dog. You build it with your mindset. You build it with how you show up. So upgrade the way you think, my brother, and everything else, I promise you, will follow. Let's get it. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground, claiming victory for every single wide open warrior who's out there. My brother, this is your wake-up call. Break the chains, step out of the average, and become that badass motherfucker that you were born to be. This Live Wide Open movement isn't just a podcast. This is a mission that God has stamped in my heart, and helping you rise is the purpose I live for. So lock this shit in and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And you have today's message and lit that fire in your chest, my brother. Don't you dare keep shit to yourself. Fuel another brother. Send this to another motorhead. Send this to another gearhead. Send this to another warrior who's hungry for more. Because the truth of the matter is that building a better life for your family is non-negotiable. You got people who are depending on you. You've got a legacy to create. And those excuses that keep popping up in your mind, my brother, they'll never feed the fucking table. That's why it's time to get up. It's time to lock in. And it's time to get the fucking work, dog. This is your moment. This is your mission. This is your movement. And Wide Open is the fucking way. Let's go.